In this lecture, we're going to talk about Commvault logs. Specifically, we're just going to talk about going over them, troubleshooting logs, right, roughly. And so the first things first, right, we need to actually look at the logs. Where are they located, right? So every log in the Commvault, every single log everywhere, right? It's all in one location. It's at your E drive, C drive, wherever you put your ComServe. So it's going to be in the C drive. It's going to be under program files or program 86 under the Commvault folder, and it's under the content store or whatever you have. And then um, it's going to be in base, excuse me. And then inside base, you're going to see a folder called logs. Called logs. Maybe I went too far. 1 second. So I think it's, go back one. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So the content store, it's called log files. So these are all the log files of everything, every backup failure you do, whatever it is. It's going to keep a log of it, or success in that matter. So you can do two things. You can either double click on it. It's a text file, and you can open it and you can view it and just gather data. So you can open it up. Let's see. Let's just make it bigger. Okay. All right. Perfect. Sweet. So to read this, if you're ever sending logs to Commvault and you just scrub them, you would go through here, and I think they might have something new with the scrubber part now. I'm not sure, version 11, but anyway, you can go through here and just like send them the logs, you know. But if you know the logs, if you know how to troubleshoot logs or look at the logs, that's going to really save you a lot of time when talking to Commvault actually on the phone or whatever, right? You know, things to understand are start with the update client. It's going to tell you I'm starting something, I've succeeded in something, I've done an action, I've done something. It's going to tell you what it did or why it failed most of the time. So not always, but most of the time it will. So let's show you the actual way how to view them. We'll close this, and before we do that, right, like all of these, again, all these logs are going to tell you some about your system. I think CMV, CVD. I think it's CVD. Here you go, CVD. CVD. So it talks about the Commvault. Well, it's a Commvault log. Like I said, every log has a feature or something. So let's actually show you how to actually view all that. So we can backspace 1 and let's go into the base folder. So base folder has all these awesome little features and tools, right, that Commvault uses. They're all applications. There's hundreds of them. There's lots of them that do certain things on for your Commvault does a lot of nice things. So we're actually going to go to GX tail. So let's type GX tail, right? Okay. So GX tail is enables us to look at logs, just like I think any tail program will do the same. Like you've ever tailed something, a tail a file or tail a log in Linux, kind of the same thing. And I think it's their version. Uh, so in order to view the logs, you just click on the folder here on the left, open it up, and it already knows where the logs are, right? And let's see, let's open up one that is recent log. So let's open up the GX DC log. What you'll notice about this is that depending what the log is, it's active, meaning it's all doing, it's writing data real time. In order to stop that or pause it, you just click on the work offline, click F12, and it stops it. A lot of different features you can use here. For instance, let's just go through them. You got file, you can open a log folder, multiple files. You can save a log. You can save the content, you can load content, you can create a log file snapshot, you can minimize Most recently used. What have you used recently? Files. You can do edit, so you can copy it. You can find something, find like a job ID. You can do markers. You can do marker and filter. Let's click on marker and filter. This is kind of nice. You can mark, let's mark the word 1460. Let's type that in there. And that's yellow, right? So let's go job ID 1460. Is it 1460 as a job ID? Sure. Click OK. Yeah, it's going to mark it as yellow. And that would be helpful if you're looking for a specific job ID. And let's actually, so let's see. Okay, so back to here, edit again. So we can disable or unclick markers. Well, we just actually go edit and disable markers, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So you can have your filters. You can filter different, let's click on filter. And you can filter different process IDs. You know, let's do 1000. There's no process ID 1000, but it's going to find it anyway. Click OK. You don't see anything because it's not here, right? We just go to edit again and we'll do disable filter. Okay. Those are just some of the cool actually things, right? So yeah, add selected, so you can select something. Like for instance, I select this and I go enable selected text to filter. Okay, maybe that was a bad bad example, but yeah. So anyway, let's click on edit again. Let's just disable the filter, right? Let's click edit and actually let's go to view. So we have tail all, disable tailing, clear the buffer, transparency, which is kind of nice. You have like, let's see, 50%. Look at that. How cool is that, right? That's so cool, right? Wow, that's nice. Yeah, just remembering how to do it and get it back is the key. Let's do transparency. Let's go opaque. Go back to it. Let's click view. And looks like everything is, we don't want anything else. I mean, that's basically what you want to do. So options, main options, you can, same thing, filter, word wrap. So word wrap is going to come in handy for you guys, by the way. Just let's click on word wrap. What do you see different? You see all these cool things that are you know, within your window, basically. That's the cool part about that word wrap. I mean, word wrap is used in every kind of feature or every kind of tool. So click on, let's click on inverse colors. Look at that. So if you're like, you know, one of these people that likes different backgrounds, that could benefit you as well. Options. Let's do inverse colors again. Go back to what we had. Click on tools. And yeah, okay, right. Load from LM engine. Oh no, let's actually click on regular expression builder. Okay, so this is kind of nice. So you can actually you can replace a lot of the stuff. So express, let's see, C colon. Look at that. How cool is that, right? So you can do that with like say D colon, right? Replace. Error. Okay. How would we just do? Well, how would we just do D? Actually, let's do like that. No. Maybe C. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So it took C and replaced it with a D. That's kind of nice. Let's do another one. So let's do if you want to do IP address, right? Let's do 172.16. Oh, 172.69. That's weird. 172.169. Sure. Dot 32.1. And you want to replace it with 1.1.1.1 or whatever, 192.168.1.1, let's say, right? You replace. Look at that. That's really nice, you know? That's so nice. What a nice tool that is to be able to do that. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. Very, very nice. Very nice feature to do that actually. You also have an error lookup. You wanted to put an error code in, like a Windows OS error. Really, through BSD, any type of error code you want to look up, you can do that, which is really a good feature to have. And let's click on, okay, so you got Windows. You can arrange icons. Your help is what is about GXTail, essentially. Who created it? That guy created it. Okay, so let's look at the actual, like what you're going to be actually looking at as a Commvault admin, right? Let's go to the CommServe. Let's minimize this. Minimize. Okay, so we're going to right click on the CommServe. You're going to do Alt Tasks, or rather, you're going to go View, and you're going to do Job History. And we're just going to check time range, say July 1st until now. We're going to actually include advanced. We're going to include age data. Click that. OK. And then OK. Okay. So here's all of the file. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, here is all of the jobs that have run since the 1st of July, basically. Yeah, I didn't have many actually. I didn't run that many actually during that time. At any rate, let's click on one. Let's click on something that failed, right? For instance, let's find this. Okay, double click on it. What is this? An Oracle database, right? So this is going to tell you the log that, well, this case is the job manager. So if we can go to our logs, let's see if there's a job manager log there actually. Oh, actually, no, let's go to GXTail and do that. Minimize. Okay. GXTail. Okay, let's go to just logs here on the left. Let's type, what was it? Job policy. Okay. Job. Oh, job manager, sorry. Click on job manager and click W because we want to make it smaller. And you can literally just like, how do we do it here? Let's see. What is job ID? So it's job ID 5405, right? So we go view. No, we go options, process ID. Let's see. Actually edit. Then filter. 5405, I think it was. So 5405 is our process ID. So, okay, let's do that. Click OK. And it only is going to show us processes by 5405. You know what probably happened was the log has already been overwritten, I think. Let's see, 5405. Let's control F. Let's do that. Search, is a search here? Yeah, 5405. 5. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So now you can see, so we could do a marker on this actually. Edit, then marker. So let's see. Click on profile. Let's go to common failures and successes. Okay. Okay, mark text. So click on load. Then we'll push OK. Look at that. How cool is that, right? That's so nice. That's so nice, right? So it's going to tell you like, oh, common thing. So you don't have to really look at a lot. You just go down and say, oh, okay, common failures, common errors. Oh, error. I see an error, failure. Okay. And I can just scroll down and I don't have to look a lot, right? Like, oh, okay, that's the problem, Oh, that's the error there, That makes it a lot easier when you're troubleshooting um, event problems or event errors. So I still want to show you 5406 is the event ID or job ID. So I'm going to click on disable filters, and we'll go back to filter, and 5405, 5405, 5405. Okay. Yep. Okay. Click that. Save filter lines. Let's see if that yields anything. Oh, you can put it somewhere. That's really cool. So we're just going to click on OK. So we're going to look for the job ID 5405. So let's do like that. Oh, that's why. Job ID, not process ID 5405. That's why. There we go. Okay, got it right. Yeah. So what did I do? I went to edit, and I went to filter, and then I just erased the include containing string. I just put job ID in there, and it's going to tell me, it's going to give me the output of the actual job ID. So we can find this out by clicking on another failed or another job that had possibly been failed. Let's do that. Let's click next. It's just going to take us down. Let's find one until we find another failed job, until where we can see the log file. Yeah, there we go. Oh, killed. Okay, that's just going to tell us killed by such and such. Let's do one that actually has a different than a job manager log. Okay, here's one, right? Job ID is 5234. The process ID is CL backup, right? So we'll go to our GX tail. We'll look for, let's close this log here, and we'll look for the CL backup. CL backup. CL backup. There we go. 5234 is the job ID. So let's stop the flow of traffic, basically, work offline. We'll go to edit. We'll go to filter. Job ID was, let's just get rid of this, 5234, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we'll click W. Okay, so what does it say? It doesn't really give us much information, actually. Could not be scanned. Okay, doesn't really tell us much on that. Let me actually see if I can't edit this and just find. So let's see if we can't. Let's take our filter off. Disable filter. Control F5, if you will. Okay. Well, let's do a find. Let's click on a find. And 5234, 5234. So here's the start of that that job, 5234. So it takes us through the start of it. Clean CL backup process starting. Okay, see that? It's going to tell you a little bit of data on it. So 5234, so backup called complete. So it's just kind of nice to where you can actually type in the, if you can't find it one way, you can find it the other way. And it's nice because you can just like look at your job ID and just go through it and say, why is it, why doesn't it work? What's the reason why? And in our case, it could not be scanned, right? So let's see, directory name completed, the rename, okay. Scan phase reported some errors marking the job status as CWE, called backup complete, going to terminate events. So you can pretty much just see failed files count, okay, completing the backup of assigned collected files. You know, you could just, and every matter of fact, every backup job ID, every troubleshooting technique, every possibility is always different, right? These are just like some examples of how you can actually use the logs to help you troubleshooting. Whenever you troubleshoot, you know, you could be real quick with it. Okay, you get to the point where you just do the logs and you demonstrate, okay, done, and you know the common problems most of the time, and the logs really help you out. And that way, when you do contact Commvault, they have a pretty good idea. Oh, okay, that's the issue, or you may not know, and you may not even need to call them much really if you have a problem and you can identify it quickly here. There are actually times when you need to call Commvault for something that's not working or something like that. But what you use a lot of your logs for are to demonstrate there's a problem. There's uh, a problem in the future that you're looking at now. You see something trending. Okay, I see that's trending. It's always, you know, delaying, or there's a network hiccup or whatever, and you'll be able to see that based on your log files. And that's what you use to um, justify maybe setting up a new media agent, maybe standing up, standing up a new media agent, maybe changing the switch out, maybe upgrading a switch, maybe, or some sort of networking device. You know, those are all can be justified by the log information, because the log is going to tell you like, oh hey, this isn't working properly. Like if you expect your bandwidth to be a certain amount, um, a certain percentage, like okay, you know you have 10 gig connection between you and the ComServe, like the media agent and the ComServe. And then there's another 10 gig connection from the client to the media agent to the ComServe. And by the way, all of them have to talk to one another, just so you know. The client has to talk to the media agent. The media agent has to talk to the ComServe. And the ComServe also actually has to be able to talk to the client. They all have to be able to talk to one another for the backups to work. Otherwise, it won't work. I know other programs are different. I think Veritas Net Backup's different, where is it the master server and the media server. So the master server doesn't necessarily have to talk to the client, but as long as the media server can, it's fine. So, but that's different. That's a different vendor. Same concept, but different vendor. So let's actually look at the logs another way, right? So let's close this, close the GX tail out. So let's just see, this is 5234, right? Close that, 5234, 5234. Click on our jobs again, 5234, 5234. Okay, there's another way to do it. Right click on the job and you go to view logs, and here's the beauty of it. You're able to see the logs, what was happening on that job, right? When did it happen? When did it start? And you can, it almost does the same thing, I guess, as it actually doesn't really. What it does is it'll tell you the different phases of the logs in that particular job. So for instance, the resource manager log, whereas GXTEL, you have to know the log folder itself. But this one tells you all the logs that it uh, went under, or it referenced, right, when and actually backing up this job or performing this task, this job. And that's the beauty of it. So you can actually go here and you can look at, okay, oh, I see it worked. Okay, good. Yep, good. Sending logs for database, right? And there's different once you get accustomed to the ComServe and looking at all this stuff, you're going to know, oh, okay, I need to look at the log manager log, or I need to look at the CVD log. Yeah, so the license one, you're going to see that a lot, by the way. I can see this already. This is a license. Yeah, it's a licensing log. Yeah. But come on. We'll reference that. But yeah, you're going to see that all the time. A licensing log, especially if you're in a you're in a temp license like I am, no permanent license, you're going to see this all the time. If you're just doing a lab environment, you're going to always see this. Hey, you need this. You have this many days in your registration. Your license type are used. How many license types you have used, and then of course you have. Let's scroll up a little bit. This is probably the CVD. CVD or CMV. Oh, index server log. Yeah. Yeah. And this one's probably looks like this is a CVD or CVLD log, one of the two. Let's see what this is. Scroll up a little bit. Oh, it's really long file. Oh, that's the file scan. Okay. Yep. It's a file scan log. Yeah. So these are just basically, these are the same. These are the logs that you would see. You would exactly know what the problem is a lot of times, what the problem is. So remember I said close chunk before in some of the previous videos. It'll tell you like what it's done, when it's done its stuff, done its backups and all that. So let's close out of this, or close it. I think we're done talking about that. So I want to show you how to send it to Commvault. Actually, let's choose a different job ID actually. So let's choose 5256. This is a SQL job. Double click on it. Let's take a look at it. And then we're going to send this one to Commvault, basically, or send it to ourselves. Okay. Yep. So basically, okay. So what we do is we right click on the job. We go to send the logs this time. So that's the job ID. So we click on the ComCell information. You can choose all these nice little bits of details, logs, etc. A lot of cool stuff, right? So we're just going to leave it blank, right? So we don't need all that. You could, if Commvault asks for it, you could do all that, right? It's just going to generate more logs. Anyway, so machine information. You have your logs, you have your machine configuration, your process dump file, your job results. Let's click on job results, and we can even scrub the logs if you wanted to. That's kind of a nice feature actually. The output is going to be, let's uncheck this because we're actually not going to be sending it to Commvault. I just want to simulate this because our email is not set up for that yet on this lab. So what we're going to do is we're going to output it to a folder. It's like a zip file or a tar file if it's Linux. Yeah. And then notification. So we're not sending it to Commvault, but if you were, here's what you'd put in, and you'd put additional recipients, whoever they are, whatever.com or whatever their email address is, and problem description. You can put information in. You can send it to current users, like if you have Commvault users that are tied an AD to an email, you can put that down. We're not going to send it via email, but you can uncheck that. And of course, job initiation. So we're going to click on OK and watch it go. Okay, here is the actual job ID right here, or the job rather, right? So this is the zip file or the tar. We can open it up in 7-zip. So let's select this. Let's right click on the actual log file, 7-zip, and let's extract files. Extract here. Yeah. Extract here. See how large it'll be. Oh, that's pretty large. So let me do this. Let me put all these files in an actual folder. What you might have to do a lot of times as a Commvault admin is you may be asked to, hey, just send me the logs, right? Oh, PF file, whatever. And they're going to say, oh, well, okay, I'll send you the logs, you know. But them asking you to do it and you doing it, like, there's literally, sometimes it could be 20-30 minutes right before you get the logs to them, just because of, maybe you have to scrub it, maybe there's things you have to do to it to prepare it. So what you'll see is this: you have the zip file here. So this is a 7-zip file, so we can delete that one because we've extracted everything in it. And then this is another 7-zip file, so you can extract files again. You need to extract files again. Look at all that information. So how far are we at? How far are we? I mean, what's the size, right? Let's see, what's the size of that folder now? Right click, new, go to properties. That's 350 meg of logs. That's crazy, just for one job, right? And sometimes in here also you'll see other tar files as well. So click on, scroll up a little bit. So yeah, you see all these. These are job, same thing. Open archive, extract here. More data, more information. Now, the only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't actually delete it after it unzips it, so you have to manually delete it. So let me just show you something. So look at all these logs. Wow, that's a lot of logs. What would happen is this: Commvault would get this information, and they would just double click on it, right? And they would open up and look, and they're gonna know what to look for, right? And that's where you come into play, where if you know what you're looking for, you don't need to send to Commvault. You can just troubleshoot yourself and be the hero of the day, basically, because you fixed the problem. Oh, thank you, that type of thing. And this is what the logs are, really, essentially. So they might look at like application, they might look at CL backup. That's the one. Yeah, when I talk about scrubbing logs, this is what you want to take care for. Say your domain, your environment is such that, like, you're a bank, I guess, and you have a ComServe. Well, they may not want their information to go to Commvault for whatever reason, the IP address or their fully qualified domain name. They may not want that information to go there, and that's where the scrubbing portion comes in. And you scrubbing the logs, or you being cognizant of that, is really going to be a value add for your company. So these are these are the logs. Now you can imagine, right? You're a Commvault admin, and you have to parse these logs, and you're like, Commvault's like, oh, I need this file, I need this log. Okay, all right, I'll get it for you, sure. And then, but what they don't understand is you may need to go through it. You may need to parse the files. You may need to delete some stuff, whatever. So that's time consuming. That's your time consuming. So if you can come up with a strategy as a Commvault admin on either learning how to read logs yourself and then troubleshooting it and fixing it yourself, or have like a mechanism to where you scrub these log files, or you're able to just zero in on what exactly you're looking for, right? As far as logs are concerned. And a lot of times you just ask Commvault, what kind of logs exactly? What log do you exactly need? Oh, they just need the media manager log. Oh, okay, I'll just send that to them, right? Versus all these other giant logs. So that's how to send logs. That's how to view the logs. That's how to get your log information. And yeah, so thanks for viewing this tutorial about Commvault logs.